We're live. Welcome, everyone.
Oh, hi.
I felt like it was a good time to move over as we were talking about Baldur's Gate. That felt right-ish, right?
Mm-hmm.
I guess.
Yeah.
And as I realize right now, too, also, I'm missing my session notes? Szechuan notes?
Ooh, Szechuan sauce.
Szechuan sauce notes. Let me open them up. They were supposed to be in a window here.
I feel like, by the way, when we like actually play in person, we probably need to actually order Chinese food. So it's like we're in Wohop.
Bet.
Yes.
Legit.
100%.
Dashi.
Ooh, Dashi's
that.
got some good stuff.
Shannon
I
just
believe you.
bow. All the
I
bow.
love Bao. Give me
Bao is the
Bao.
best. Oh, I'm excited for
Unless
Is
Corey
it?
has a better one that
No,
he
I
wants to
don't.
get
Nope.
near your house.
well, and Dashi you can get with DoorDash.
Yeah.
DoorDash
Yeah.
the Dashi.
Love that.
Yeah,
Our
it feels
options
like.
are limited here. Dashi is king.
All right.
Triple D.
Are you guys ready, Brawlers? Ready for
Nope.
another exciting evening of killing Vash and bringing Vash back to life?
Why do I have to keep dying? There's other
Are you gonna
people in
kill
the
Vash
group.
again?
Like I said, I was really, if you watched last episode, I was scared that I wasn't going to be able to bring him back to life because then I wouldn't be able to kill him again. So it's you've got to have those options. All right. Let me hop in here to our recap. All right. That doesn't feel good. There we go. That music is better. In our last session, the back alley brawlers faced their darkest hour and emerged with a flicker of hope. In an act of unity and sacrifice, each of you brought back Vash from the clutches of death with your own personal sacrifice and the help of Bobby Knocker Knackle. He returned to you, Vash that is, weakened, a ghostly shadow of his former self, but he was back nonetheless. Bobby Knocker, with secrets as deep as the city's underbelly, then unveiled the twisted web of power and betrayal that surrounds you and the unseen. He spoke of Dick Strongthorn, the architect of Vash's demise, revealing a history of bloodshed that includes the loss of another friend of Bobby Knocker, Todd. He revealed there are potential allies on your side in this city that might help you in the demise of Dick Strongthorn. The Council of Nine is led by Aurora, a gold dragon champion of truth and justice, who might emerge as a potential ally alongside the Gutrackers, who you now are seen as family in this fight against darkness. Potentially. More of family. And then there is Laius and the Shenu, who have the deepest ties to Dick of anyone in this city. As Bobby Knocker left, you decided to venture to Vash's apartment, where you uncovered secrets and signs of a life interrupted. Amid peculiar artifacts and magical constructs, the apartment served as a nexus of Vash's past struggles and future challenges. Homunculi, silent witnesses to Vash's legacy, hinted at a deeper mystery and magic that lie at the heart of Vash's past. Armed with new homunculi, I said homunculi as many times as I can since you guys are so fixated on them, and a deeper understanding of your foes and potential allies, you now stand on the brink of a new chapter in your saga. Ready to confront Dick and his many minions, where will you go next? Will Laius be sober enough to help? Will the Council of Nine add to their ranks? Will it be time for a family reunion? Will Frankie be able to steal Miss Molly from Vash's clutches? Only we will find out tonight on... Yay! Legends in the making. I love that stinger. All right, let me introduce you where you are tonight. Set the scene. You were all woken the next morning by the sound of a glass beaker suddenly breaking upon hitting the floor. One of Vash's homunculi stands looking guilty on top of a stainless steel table. You all stir in your makeshift beds, the morning light filtering through the dusty windows that casts a surreal glow upon your warehouse hideout. The air crackles with energy as Vash's small homunculi zip and whirl around the space in a weird synchronized dance of sorts. Just feeling the place out. Vash's recent return from the other side lingers in the air like a palpable, surreal dream, echoing the mystery of the night's events. With each gentle hum of the homunculi, a sense of life now begins to fill the room. What would you all like to do?
Vash powers up.
Okay.
Looks around to see if anybody else is awake.
I think everybody is kind of awake. It's just whether they're getting up is the different thing. Because that was loud enough to wake everybody, but you're clearly knowing what's going on with it.
I am most definitely awake, and I am trying to play with as many of the homunculi as I possibly can. As many as will come to me and let me interact with them.
This is the worst power I could have ever taken.
I think the best.
Give me an animal handling. Let's wake up to animal handling.
A nat 20 plus 9.
Yes.
I'm
Nat?
Snow White.
You might have needed that later.
This is like a cyberpunk Snow White. Is that what's happening here?
Yes.
Basically.
Frankie, all of the homunculi are your besties right now. They are flying and landing on your shoulders, crawling up into your lap. You know, they're all just humming around you, buzzing and, you know, coming to life. You know, the candlestick is flame kicking on and just bowing before you, trying to make the best of the moment of like, oh, this is our princess now. Fuck Vash.
Morning, Vash. Your cats are lovely.
Oh yeah. They're probably due for some water here soon.
Oh yeah, I should go get them some water, and I'm gonna run over to the fridge and grab a bunch of water and like just walk around, just like filling random things with water around the room so that everybody can
You got
get a little.
You got a beaker. There's like an old ashtray you're filling in. Like maybe you find one of the guy's shoes. You're just like grabbing it, fill it with some water, whatever it is. There's not much around here, but I'm picturing all the random items getting filled with water. Vash, you know your homunculi better than I do. Is that how they get their fill of water, or is it
they will make it work?
Okay.
They will make it work. They know what they need. Some need to splash a little on them, some need to put it around their gears, some of them need to actually ingest it. They're making it work, and they're looking at the receptacles to see which one would be most complacent for their needs.
Perfect. All right. Amber, what are you doing as this is all happening?
Amber's sitting up in this little makeshift bed, probably made out of old Adidas t-shirts and teddy bears, and looking around to see how many of the homunculi I can spot and see if we're missing anyone. And you know, it's first thing in the morning. What else is there to do?
Give me a perception check.
Ooh. 18.
With an 18, you look around and you realize every homunculi is around Frankie and just following her as she pours water into different receptacles around the room. Like, as she pours, maybe one or two will stop and start huddling around the water deal, but then the rest are just like following her like, you know, either cats or dogs in the morning whenever you go to feed them. Like, they're just ready there at her heels. And as soon as some of them get filled up with their water too, they're immediately back at Frankie's heels, just like, but you don't see any of them like spare. Like whenever you woke up from the glass beaker, you kind of opened up one of your eyes and looked around and you could see them all just buzzing all over the place. And then Frankie kind of sat up and was like, ha, 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 ha. And they all just kind of flew to her in that moment.
Frankie, you've got yourself a nice little gaggle of friends now.
I know. I always told Ma I wanted a pet, but she would never let me have one. This is everything.
I mean, yeah, good. And I think it's maybe a good time to bring up Ma again, since I know it's early, but I think we need to talk to Ma. I think we don't know, maybe even who Ma is, and considering all the stuff with Dick, any connection to other Fae might be helpful to us.
Immediately, like, my mood shifts. Because, like, I know that I brought up Ma in relation to always wanting a pet, but, like, I'm not ready to open that door yet. And so I'm just going to kind of, like, look at you and just be like, I think we have better leads that we can track down first.
Okay, I'm willing to hear you out. What are those leads?
Well, I think we got to start with Laius.
Okay.
I think that's the most logical place to start.
The one that we gave the white powder to.
Yeah.
We can cook the crack after I get my coffee.
Let's go visit the hand carts.
Let's
and
wake up
their
and
hot
break.
dogs.
Let's wake up in Breaking Bad, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do that.
We've got to have like a pour over situation in this kitchen. If we can make meth, we should be able to make a cup of coffee. I think.
Yeah. Give me a cooking check. I don't know what that would be.
What?
Let's say survival. Yeah, this feels like a survival moment. Who's cooking the coffee? Who's making the coffee?
I'll cook the coffee.
There you go.
I rolled a second 18.
There you go. Yeah, you're able to grab a few beakers, figure it out. You dig around and find some coffee grounds and in one of the corner, like the little kitchenette that's there. That's not much of a kitchenette, It's like any kind of apartment, or not apartment, but warehouse, or large office kind of deal. There's no oven or anything like that. There's like a microwave, a toaster oven, a small fridge, and a tiny sink with some dirty dishes in it. You open a couple of cabinets and you find some ground coffee up in there, and you're able to do it. Vash, give me a quick just perception check.
Ten.
With a 10, you notice your new hoodie is kind of comfortable, as I also have now changed your icon picture. Vash, you now have a Dare picture.
This seems new. Thank you. Dare. That's a. I'm not sure what that means. No? Okay, thank you. Seems cozy. I'll take that.
This is going to be my new favorite thing. Is every session I have to change your picture for your
hoodie.
For your profile to whatever hoodie or situation.
We can't see them.
You got to follow us on the stream then, if you want to do that. We're on TikTok and we're also on Twitch right now.
Smash that like button.
Smash that like button. Subscribe. Tell your friends. Tell your grandma.
Oh my god, let me see what this is. Oh no, I see it. No, that checks out. Thank you.
No problem.
So Vash walks over and is watching, and just walks over to where Amber is making coffee, and is just fascinated watching her make this process, and goes, there's faster ways to make coffee.
It's not about speed when you make coffee.
But what about convenience?
We're not in a rush yet. We haven't had a lot of time to ourselves to process, maybe the last 48 hours. So I think a slow cup of coffee in the morning is a good way to do that.
Oh, well, if we are ever in a rush and you do need a fast cup of coffee, he looks over and he just kind of does this, and you see the coffee pot with the 4 little feet stand up and walk on over. And he goes, so this is Captain Kuro. So if you actually give him your cup, and you notice the little creature turns around and he's got little stumpy 4 feet. He's a tall coffee pot. And you notice that between 2 of his legs, he has a little spigot. And if you go and you hold, Vash goes and takes a cup and holds it under the spigot, and you see almost a faint smile come on the teapot as it then dispenses coffee from the spigot into this cup. And then Vash goes, that's enough. That's enough. And then it just stops and kind of looks a little forlorn. Thank you very much, Captain Kuro. And he walks off and he hands you this cup of coffee. I've heard this is pretty good.
There's Captain Kuro.
I love him now. Amber will take the cup of coffee and just start sipping on that. Just be great fuel for brewing all of the other cups of coffee.
Yeah, he was an interesting machination that I made. That's kind of his goal. So I'll be interested to hear your feedback. Thank you. And then Vash kind of like just turns around and starts walking off to go check on the other homunculi.
Check your email. I sent you a survey.
There's a survey monkey in your email, so if you can fill that out and then let me know when that's done, I'll get back to you as fast as possible. We appreciate your feedback. Thank you for coming to Vash's coffee shop.
All right.
Happy to be here.
Well, is there anything else you want to cover in the morning? It sounds like you may or may not be going to Laius's.
Yeah, I think so.
We should probably come up with a plan on where we're going.
I want to cook some crack.
So our options are to go find the baker with the white powder in the Grand Central, in the park, to make illegal drugs.
Then
I'm
we
not
have
sure
the recipe.
We do have the recipe. Are we
could
sure
make
that's
it
what?
here.
Are we sure that's what that makes?
We could get. Well, I just want some so that we can take it in case you need a little pick me up.
Okay, so that is also an option. And then, or we can go and speak with Frankie's mother and figure out who she copulated with and why she has pointy ears.
Does she have pointy ears? Oh, Frankie or Ma?
I'm not sure, but apparently if she is of half-elven origin, I would assume so. Or at least the other half that she copulated with would.
So the prophecy does say pure of blood, and that's something we haven't talked about yet. Which is why I think Ma maybe might have a better idea of what's going on than we've given her credit for. But maybe I'm wrong.
I still think we should start with Laius. I don't think Ma is going to help us with the Dick situation.
She might know Dick. It's an option.
Why don't we start with what we know? We know that Laius has a history with Dick. A deep history.
We do.
And I think that would be a better place for us to start.
I think that we should go with Coley's idea and make the crack, as we can do that here. And then we can take that with us and then go visit Laius, as we know that he enjoys things like the crack. So we can bring that to him for possible negotiation.
King Gizzard.
I'm into that.
King Gizzard, roll me a perception check. Just don't roll low.
Oh, that's a great start. 13.
All right. Well, the four of these are over there talking about coffee and crack and Ma and everything going on there. And you hear a kind of a bang, like a knock on the front warehouse door. So you guys are in the little hideout area that's a little separated kind of towards the back and off from all of this. So you're able to hear that somebody's kind of knocking on the front door of the warehouse out away from everything.
All right, cool. I start walking towards the door, and as I'm walking, I just say hide and keep walking.
So if you remember, the hideout where the cook lab is kind of hidden behind some crates and stuff like that. So you're able to step out into the warehouse, shut it behind you. So they're all hidden in there, and you're now in the open, old, dusty warehouse that, you know, as you're walking past all these rows of crates towards the front door, this is, you know, what it is as a front was supposed to be, you know, it was set up to look like a real place, but it was just a front to hide the cook place that's in the back. But as you kind of get close to the front door, you can kind of see through the smudged old windows that are kind of frosted a little bit. You can kind of see the outlines of a figure, and with what you roll, you recognize the figure as Clark, the bugbear that you guys met. I think it was 2 days ago. 2 days ago at this point, who had kind of left behind his business card, saying, "Hey, if you ever need anything from the family, we're here for you," kind of a thing. So you can see that he's the one standing on the other side of the door that was knocking on it.
Cool. I open the door and say, "Hey, Clark, what's up?"
Clark
Vash in the back goes, "I thought you said hide."
You're in the hideout. This is just King Gizzard and him.
Oh, Lord.
So Clark is standing there with a vase full of flowers and a card, and he goes, "Our deepest condolences from the family." And he hands them both to you, and he goes, "Please let us know if there's anything we can do for you in your time of need."
So, I guess you heard we got into some stuff with Vash.
Word gets around town.
Cool.
Just know the family's here if you need anything. You want us to
Hold
get
on,
a
Clark.
meal train going? You want us to come over and clean up for you while you guys are... I know it's a time of mourning right now, and so we're here for you if you need anything.
Listen, if you want to bring me food, I'll never say no. However, how far has the word gotten out that Vash is deceased?
Well, if you... I don't want to get it out too far, but it's in the family at least, we know. I'll say that. Like, I don't know beyond that, but the family knows. And the gut wreckers, we always got your back.
Okay. Good to know. All right, Clark. Thank you very much. I'll make sure Vash, or the lizard at least, doesn't eat them.
I appreciate that. Well, and if you need anything, I understand you might need a plot for the body, something like that. We're here, like I said, to help. Anything you need. Okay? You have
Nah, we got him standing in the corner like a statue. Appreciate it, Clark.
Oh, okay. Like, you see this look of like confusion on his face as you like shut the door with the flowers and the card in your hand, and head back to the hidden cook room.
So, morning, everybody. That was Clark. Everybody thinks Vash is dead.
I mean, I was.
Yep. Do we keep it that way?
Vash, do we know if Dick was able to view all of the photos on your phone?
Unfortunately, I do not know that information.
I don't think it hurts that people think that Vash is dead. I think it can work to
Yeah.
our advantage. Also, did they send flowers?
They did. You want them?
Oh, that's so nice. I'm just gonna like go take the flowers and go like put them in the pseudo kitchen.
I almost invited him in so he could see Vash, but I don't know how much we trust the family.
Well, what's the card say?
I won't fucking know. Words.
Would you care to read it aloud to us?
Sure. Mr. Bossman, what's the card say?
Roll me an intelligence check.
No.
Oh no.
Have that.
You've been here for a year. I know you speak English at this point, but I don't know if you can read and write it.
And I haven't taken the time to. Fuck, I'd have 16.
All right. King Gizzard's a literary poet in the moment. Pulls it out now. You open the card and it's one of those like in a weird way. Give me an insight check too, real quick.
Rolling.
20?
As you pull out this card, it's one of those like Hallmark cards, like that's like kind of got the flowers on the front, and it's like in your time of loss on the front of it. And you realize, I don't know how you would have come across this King Gizzard. Maybe you're meandering around at times or stuff, but this is one that you've maybe seen like as you were peddling out for money outside of a merchant shop or something. Like I say merchant shop, outside of a retail store there. Like these are the ones whenever you buy them, you don't buy one, you have to buy like an entire box of them, and they're all the same. So it's like a bulk set. Like clearly this guy sends out this card on a pretty consistent basis to people in the family. Like there's a consistent loss of somebody on a regular basis that whoever is sending this card to you has filled it out. And so as you're reading through it reads out like, during these times of dark mourning in our lives, it is tough to think of the loss that we have seen. But we must know that we're not alone, that the family is always here for each other, that we're always going to take care of each other. And above all, I am here for you as well. And then the last name that's signed on there says Rickett. Rikkit.
Okay.
Do we think we can use the family in our quest for vengeance against Dick?
Yes, but we'll owe them. It'll tie us to them
Are we not already tied?
more than we already are.
Do we know who Rickett is?
Everybody give me a history check with disadvantage.
Ooh, with disadvantage. What I said,
16.
Okay.
8.
13.
Okay. And 20?
13.
Yeah.
Holy crap, with disadvantage?
Yeah.
Is an 18
I
and a
rolled
7.
a 21 and a 13.
Rolled 22 and a 13.
Damn, dice tell the story. Last session it was like 1, 2. Like you guys
We were so sad, but we got back and we slept and we're refreshed.
Yeah, slept, he's alive, we're over it now. Okay, let's keep on with this. As King Gizzard is reading out this name in Rickett, each one of you in that moment, through different ties or different conversations you've had now being in New York City, recognize that name, but it's not something that it's like you have a full cognizant of who this person is. It's more of the connection, and it is definitely that you know that it's like always a mention of like that he's the leader of the Gut Rackers, that there's this like connection there, that Rickett is, every time it comes out, that name has a connection to the Gut Rackers and his leadership of them.
Can I look at the card a little bit closer and see if it's an actual signature or if it's a stamp?
Yeah.
Cool.
Give me a investigation on that.
Cool. 15.
Yeah, no, this is handwritten by him.
A lovely
Flattered.
touch.
So that's another option. So
Good to know that we have the potential to use the family if we need to in our quest for vengeance on Dick.
would
Dick
I
vengeance?
guess my curiosity lies more in what does Rickett know about Dick?
I mean, that's fair too.
Because I'd rather just get all the information I can on Dick and then make him suffer as much as humanly possible
Well, I think we can agree on that.
before obliterating Dick.
think Laius is going to be the best source for that sort of information. So, I think Frankie's right. That's the first place we should start. And then everyone else can maybe like build on that. But he probably is, unless, Dick happens to be Frankie's dad. But that's a theory for another day.
Dare you speak that aloud to the universe?
You could
DM?
have your
The DM?
revenge in such a sweet
No.
way if that was true. Just
It's
in the realm of possibilities.
so my concern with Laius is that while we do have a quasi relationship with him, the relationship that he has with Dick spans years upon years upon years. So, what are the chances, regardless of what their relationship is, if he finds out or gets word that we're out to fucking get him?
That's
Like
why
he-
we're giving him crack.
And
I mean, it worked well with the powder last time.
well, he was already fucking gone when I gave him the brick.
Yeah, but it doesn't sound like they have the greatest of relationships.
It's a risk. All I'm saying.
Everything we do right now is a risk. Dick has eyes everywhere.
Just one eye.
I didn't realize that you'd stabbed an eye out in the struggle.
I want to strip Dick of everything he loves, and I think we should start with his henchwoman.
Oh, she's going
I
down.
100% agree with this. But if we go straight for Laius before getting more information, I feel it runs a risk because as we're getting more information on Dick, we can get more information on Laius also to give us a little bit of a warm fuzzy.
So you're saying you'd rather start with Rickett?
Who we don't know anything about.
I'm
And have
saying I'd rather
Dick-
start with not Laius.
I thought he had such a good feeling with you last
You
time.
want to go see the Golden Dragon?
Yes, I do.
It's not a good idea.
Yes, it is.
I feel like we could go party with Laius and get him. Like, we know his vibe. We can play that game. And maybe just feel out whether he'll be willing to participate in this conversation, which I would be willing to bet he would be from what little we've learned. But I feel like devil we know is maybe better than one we don't right now.
I think let's back up a second, because if Vash is going to leave this building, he cannot look
Yeah.
like Vash. So maybe we start there.
But he has
I
a new
like that.
sweatshirt on. Nobody should be able to notice him now.
I dare you to recognize him.
All Vash does is kind of just walks over to one of the boxes and rummages around and takes out like an Adidas cap and just puts it on.
Oh, what kind? Describe it.
Oh, it's raggedy, it's torn, it's blue and white. Oh God, I used to have this as a kid.
Is it a ball cap or is it one of the bucket hats?
It's a ball cap.
Damn it.
It's a ball cap.
I was hoping for like a Run DMC look.
Oh no, I thought about that. We're not doing that. So, what we should probably do is figure out how to make the crack, as it is still early morning. And then I think we should talk to Laius, as we know for a fact he has the most information on Dick. Whereas Rickett, we do not know his connections or ties to Dick, or even if he has any, which could make for a waste of time, in all honesty. We could be there and he has no information. But as I notice with the people that we speak to, everyone keeps sending us on errands and distracting us. So it might be more advantageous to get information done as quickly as possible. So crack.
Do we still have to go to the Underdark or the under whatever.
We can't go back because we do not. We have the gems, but I do not have the armadillo.
That's right.
Well,
And I mean, if
it's not a priority right now.
To clarify
we're
on
gonna
that,
end up-
you either needed gems.
Oh, one or the other, right?
One or the other. Yeah.
yeah, and if we're gonna go in the way that you talked about, King Gizzard, I don't know that we're gonna sneakily swap a book out. So I think things might possibly change for us.
Do you think that we could get what's the lady in Underhill? What's her name? Not our
There's
The lady?
one that runs it.
Ilvara.
Yeah.
So she has a rune rock that Coley, you can communicate directly to
Right.
her with that rune rock. So
Right. But
Oh, I forgot about
do you
that.
think that we could, if we let her know we kind of know where the book is, that she might want to ally with us?
I think she might.
I
Didn't
think-
we tell her
think-
that-
Should not be at a loss for allies right now. So the more people we can find on our side, the better.
Okay, so potential allies.
Let's make the list.
Leia, Ricket, Golden Dragon, Elvira. Who are we missing? Oh, Bobby Knocker, obviously. Strangely enough, based on how I felt a few days ago about the guy, Bobby Knocker is probably our most trusted ally that we have.
Yeah.
So any information we get, I think we verify or run through Bobby Knocker.
Do we have that scry?
The scrying sphere? Not yet.
Yeah.
She was so-
Okay.
I think she
Because
would.
since
We
you-
have to go get it.
It
She was in
should
the
be
process of
ready by
making it.
now because she needed like another 3 days on it, and she was waiting for you guys to then bring back the gems to start on the book.
So since Vash has seen the inside of Dick's office, we can use that scrying sphere in Dick's office.
Yeah, potentially. I mean, every time you're doing a scrying spell, there is a chance of failure. So,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
because it's a known place, whoever's casting it, if it was Vash casting it and it's a known place, he would have a higher likelihood of seeing in there.
Okay. So do we want to start with Lady? I always want to
Cooking
say
some crack.
Elvira. Cooking some crack.
I still vote with crack.
We
Then
could send a
connecting
message.
with Elvira on the stone
Yeah.
while we're cooking the crack to let her know we're
Yeah.
coming down to the underworld
Multitasking.
or
into it.
Underhill, whatever it's called.
I mean, could she
The
come
city
up
is
to us?
Subterra. The name of their faction is the Underfolk.
And the Underfolk.
Thank you.
Yes, no problem.
And then
I mean, could she come up and save us some time?
Would she want to? They're down there for a
Unlikely.
reason.
True.
Oh,
But we know
I'm
where her
sure-
book is.
Yeah. You really not want to see Henry though?
I do love Henry.
are we in that big of a hurry to take out Dick? I mean, like, I think we should go in prepared, and the more information we
not.
have, the more prepared we are.
I got all the time in the world for Dick.
We're gonna need a dick counter, by the way.
Yeah.
No, we're way beyond it.
I'm just gonna have to get
We
a little
cannot play
button so I
that
can hit
drinking
it.
game.
Yeah. If somebody decided like, hey, watch Legends in the Making and take a shot every time somebody says the word dick,
Be dead in the first 10 minutes.
easily.
Yeah.
So how do we
can't
make
All right, so
crack?
On this one.
let's make some crack.
How do we make
Guess
crack?
we're making crack.
Well,
It's on the computer.
It's
the-
with yeah.
There was a recipe on the computer.
I-
There was. Yeah.
yes, and it will be
Yeah.
the same as it was for making a health potion. So, one, let me see something. One, you need to see if there's even the ingredients around here to make crack. If you have all the chemicals and stuff you need to put it together to make it.
We do.
Roll me an investigation check, Coley.
21 with a nat 20.
As you're saying this, you're like, we're gonna make some crack. We're just gonna make some crack. And so you start walking over to the shelves and the cabinets and pulling through, looking through all the chemicals and stuff, remembering what little bit you saw from the recipe over Vash's shoulder when he was looking at the computer, and maybe a little knowledge you might have as well. You start realizing you're missing some pretty key ingredients here to actually make crack.
I'm gonna pull up my app for magical miladies and DoorDash and find the ingredients that I need. One for the dark web and one for not so dark web. I don't know how to make crack, so I can't tell you what I need, but we're gonna pretend, okay? So
Okay.
I'm not Googling it either.
I want to put
I
some
thought
order on
about
my
it.
apps.
I'm not either. We're just gonna be like all the crack elements.
I have the list.
One thing I know, all I know for sure is from what I remember in the tiny bits of things, is crack is actually cocaine with, I think, baking soda, water, and hardened. So one, you would need cocaine, and then the elements to make cocaine is a whole nother. So it's like you make
Dark
cocaine
web for
first.
the cocaine, and then I'm doing my Instacart, DoorDash, whatever shipped for baking soda and water. And I'll grab some extra for the homunculi.
You're able to get that. You don't have dark web, let's say, to just order some cocaine. You do have connections. You have cocaine connections. Cocaine connections. With two individuals that could probably procure this for you if you wanted to. And then I would say 3 total. Give me a history check.
Phantom Freak?
No. Give me a quick history check. Just don't roll 1.
That's not helpful. 4.
A 4. With a 4, like I said, just don't roll low. You know that you probably could reach out to Snaggle. You could probably reach out to Revniak as well. And those would be your 2. The third is there's always the family.
Snaggle's part of the family.
Yeah, but you have a separate connection to him outside of the family in a way.
Okay. I'm gonna shoot Snaggle a text.
Hi. Give me a hug. Okay.
I'm gonna shoot Snaggle a text and ask for some cocaine.
You just get a text back where he says, "Is this on the family books or off the family books?"
Off the family books.
He's like, He just writes back, "So for pleasure. Okay. How much?"
How much? I'm gonna turn to everyone else and be like, how much do we need?
Enough to make crack.
I mean, let's just have a nice little stock and maybe re-up on just like a full brick that we got rid of earlier and I guess should have held on to this whole time, but I feel like a brick is enough.
I mean, I think it's good to have extra on hand in case of necessary.
D&D stands for drug dealers.
Yeah.
Mr. Dare to not do drugs
fight
t-shirt.
someone off.
Please let us take a brick of cocaine and throw it at somebody and be like, I've asked ye.
Give me all the information. Here's some drugs. Okay.
Oh, and all of a sudden everybody's just hammered at that point.
We do just happen to have a decent amount of gold and gems right now, so it's a good time to buy some coke.
Before
Yeah.
we go way far down this, do we even know if Laius likes crack? Because he reads more marijuana to me than crack cocaine.
Well, do you remember when we left him, like how he was acting?
But
But
He was digging
when
it.
we left,
Maybe
I had
he
just-
sprinkles a little on the top of his marijuana and just,
when we left, I just given him the brick too, so we don't
Can
know.
you sprinkle crack?
What is happening?
We're going to get banned from everything, from Twitch, from YouTube.
Everything's gonna be like, don't watch that
one
show.
episode and all of that. Like, oh, what can
Like, you don't
You
don't grow up in Albuquerque and not know someone who sprinkles drugs on top of their other drugs. So
drugs on drugs.
Legends in the Making Breaking Bad session.
Yes, pretty much.
yeah.
You were so proud.
Okay, so maybe
remember, kids,
we
to resist
don't-
drugs and violence.
Yes,
Dare.
please.
So maybe we don't need to make crack. We just need to bring some coke. And like skip the whole step. Let's just get him a plethora of some fun drugs he may enjoy. Ask for a party box. Give him the party box. That doesn't require any skills on our end. And start there.
Is this you're going to require us to partake in the party box also? 'Cause
Probably
this-
not. But my fear is that we have to go from point A to point B with said party box.
And
Who's
you.
carrying it? Oh yeah, and me.
Hey,
I mean,
I
do
have
you
a
need
bag of
oxygen?
holding. I can hold the drugs.
And
you hold
maybe
the
we
bag?
can hold you in a bag of holding because I don't think you need oxygen. Do you breathe oxygen?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
I don't know.
That is a very interesting
All right,
question.
hold your breath.
Am I not?
uh,
How do I verify?
GM.
They do not. I do not breathe.
So
Okay.
we'll split up. Chloe can take the drugs. I'll take Bash.
Hold on. What? I don't understand why we keep stuffing Vash and things, but how does one get an entire automaton warforged into a small purse or bag of holding?
It's bigger on the inside.
I'm sure, yes, but there is an entrance that one must fit through to get in, and this isn't a one leg at a time situation like a sock. Like, listen, I'm not just like, hold on a second.
I've got like a nice big bucket bag that does open fairly wide.
But it's not. That is not a bag of holding.
Yeah, it is.
Hers is
It
a bag of holding. We have two bag of holding.
Are we? Vash does not like this idea at all.
We could keep your head outside of it and maybe just get like one of those Halloween masks that looks
Or
like
we
a
could
dog.
put him on put a robe on him.
So you know,
We could.
Yeah, but
This is
I
going
want you to try it
weird
so
places,
much,
guys.
but give me a quick
I've
just
seen the
insight
dogs.
check.
I've seen the dogs in the large bags on the subway.
Boy.
And that 20.
As you're like, we could just put him in the bag. As you're looking at it, you realize his shoulders and hips are way wider than the mouth of this bag. There's no way he's going to fit into this. So, and
There's a
also
foolproof
it's
plan.
technically like a 5x5 cube on the inside, and Vash is almost like 6.5 feet tall. He's pretty tall.
Wasn't Bash just in like a 3x3 box?
Yeah, folded up,
Dead.
dead, like he was pretzeled in there. But sure, yeah, you could pretzel him.
When
in.
did I become Raggedy Andy? I just want to understand. When was that? After I died? Is that what happened? I just fold the robot in half. It's cool. He's compact. You just fold him like this, and you fold him up, and you put him in your pocket. And
hey, it's not our fault. It got rough with you.
I believe you did let me leave.
Do we have disguise magic?
I can disguise self, but I can't disguise others.
Chloe, can you? You can disguise yourself.
I'm looking.
I would allow you guys to try to put together like either with sleight of hand or a
Oh no.
performance. Yeah, we'll say
Yes.
performance to say how well you could disguise Vash.
I feel like I could
Can we do it
have
before
that
we
sleight of
actually
hand
leave, or
covered.
does it have to happen after we leave?
No, you can do it before you leave. You could do it right now and say like, "Oh, it's not a shopping session anymore. It's a dress-up session."
Let's do that.
All right. Who's doing this, or is it a group project?
I feel
Bippity boppity boo.
like it would be a group project.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I was gonna say, here is the question: does anybody have the spell disguise?
I have disguise set,
No.
but
Oh.
not
Disguise someone else.
guys.
I
I
don't know. I
don't.
might. I need to look. Because I can change them on mine.
Vash, you don't have any kind of. You can't throw a disguised self into something.
That I am not built for that, sir.
I don't know how artificers work. It's weird.
Yes, that's
I didn't know if you
not-
could magically imbue a hat to be disguised self or something.
Like,
no.
can we Vash, this may be wildly inappropriate and offensive, and I apologize. Can we paint you to make you like a different color or something?
I know that would be probably a option, but that does not change the fact that I am still a Warforged.
Got that, like totally understand, but we need to make sure that you don't look like you.
So most of me is
Yeah.
covered by this hoodie and this hat. So what we can do is maybe we can find a Halloween mask and I can wear that.
Vash brings up a very solid point, actually.
It's not Halloween.
Right.
How many other Warforged have we seen out and about? At least have I seen?
None.
How many Warforged have friends named King Gizzard, though? Like, I feel like if we just replaced our Warforged the next day, it's maybe not gonna
Does the
pass.
lizard,
No,
does the lizard not
100%.
have magic that he can just transform me?
I don't.
No.
No.
So, while you all are debating, Vash goes and starts digging through the boxes in this gigantic warehouse of clothes and shoes and everything else and starts looking for something. Maybe something along the lines of like, maybe a scarf to cover up most of his face or anything along those lines. GM, how can I do that? Can I just do a quick investigation and see if I can find something to cover up a majority of my face and then the rest with the hoodie?
Yeah, roll me investigation check.
Because I'm a ninja. 15.
Yeah,
Paint my
15.
face.
You go
Bag of
digging
holding.
through the stuff, and you're able to find some gloves. You're then able to find a one with a bunch of the old Ray-Ban glasses.
Mhm.
And then you go digging around, and as you're digging around, you see over by all the OSHA equipment station that has never been used a box of filter masks, breathing masks.
Perfect. I put on
And-
all of these things.
And this is post-COVID, so you remember going through COVID having to wear those, and even though you didn't breathe, you still did. So
Oh yeah.
yeah.
So, full on hoodie, ball cap, sunglasses, face mask, hands are covered. At this point, the only thing you can really see of Vash is a little bit of the top of his head, and unless you knew he was an automaton, you wouldn't even know that.
Okay, let's talk about voice.
I just don't need to talk. Yeah, let's be clear. Most everybody does not like me anyways.
Dash, we love you.
I was not talking about you. I was talking about the guilds.
But how do we explain a new person with us? That's not Bash.
I have this character sheet that we can. No, I don't know what we can. I'm sure we can come up with some sort of story to explain your newfound friend. Maybe I'm a gut racker that doesn't speak. For how long did Bobby tell us he was Todd and not speak, and we totally fell for that?
Still really soon.
Who knows? We can only try.
And we all have to act very sad.
Yes.
I ain't acting sad at all.
Okay, angry.
Great. I think anger works too.
We can do that. So I feel like we need to have a name for this disguise.
Yeah. I agree. I also think that we need to consider that in the event that what's his name, from now on am playing memory loss characters.
Fair.
Because I can't remember anyone's name for shit.
I'm going to play a goldfish that turned into a human for the rest of my career.
Fair.
Leas, whatever the elf's name is, that's in the woods. Just in case him and Dick are friends or like have this loving relationship in some way, we need to play that smart too. We can't go in there and just yell about revenge. So that's it. Okay. Now Vash's pretend name.
Bash, do you have another name that you like to be called?
Bash.
That's maybe a little too close.
Oh.
It should be something completely different.
I am not sure.
Do
I've
you
never
have
had to use another name.
Do you have like a middle name? Or like a
No.
family name?
No.
Who's your
If
favorite
you-
homunculus?
I love them all equally.
Do you have a list of names for the homunculus you plan on building later?
I usually let them tell me what their name is after I build them.
That's really nice.
I try
Yeah.
not to do anything forceful on them. I don't think that's fair for them.
Your name is Mark.
What about
Hi,
Darwin?
Mark. Darwin.
Because you make your homunculi.
If that is what you'd like to call me, we can use that.
Mr. Doolittle.
Damn it.
Does anybody-
While they're
Yeah,
trying to
like
decide
Doolittle.
this, Coley, you realize your phone you've gotten like 3 texts from Snaggle while this has all been going on, going like, so you're gonna party? How much can I get you? Where am I gonna meet you? What do you need?
So do we still need the cocaine?
I
We
don't
do,
know
right?
that we need to bring drugs to Leas.
Okay. So no cocaine.
He really probably has enough there.
That's kind of my thought.
He took all of it when we were there.
We
Like
gave
threw
him
it in
all
the
of it.
air. No, he like. Did he not?
Hey, Greg,
I thought you
or
did.
GM.
I don't remember that.
They took all that and took it to party. That's what happened.
He took
I
it,
feel like they.
and then it was like the last thing King Gizzard did as you left was like, here, take this huge brick of cocaine.
And then there was
Do-
like a follow up about.
I think we were
Him-
joking about what he was going to be doing. It was not actually what
Yeah.
happened.
Does Leas know that I took the prophecy from Brian?
I don't know. I
Could
don't know
always
if you
ask
know
him.
that or he knows that. No one knows. Only the DM.
Cool. You know, that's why I was-
That was that you took it from him, right?
Hmm?
Because you used.
last we saw, he like patted his chest, but he thought it was still there.
Yeah.
So
I was going to say,
he could have thought he lost it the night they did all the cocaine we gave them. But I was just curious. But if we don't know, cool. Let's go.
Okay, so I'm gonna text Snaggle back and just be like, change of plans. I'll hit you up next time. Sorry about that.
He goes, you just get text back going like, somebody give you a better offer? I can cut my cost. I didn't even give you a price.
And we're just gonna ignore.
Well, it's early enough. We should get going, and that also gives Coley enough time to make a phone call on the
Two?
stones.
To Elvira.
The
Elvira.
focus.
Yeah.
I
There's a
got
lot
you.
happening.
I got notes, and that's why there's a quest log. I'm following notes.
Follow that quest log.
Okay, so I guess that call. I'll pull out the runestone.
Bash, did you decide on your new name?
Doot, doot, doot.
Yes, I would like to be called
Doot,
Quark.
doot, doot.
Quark.
Quark. Okay.
Okay.
What?
All of a sudden you hear the stone on the other side. You hear this voice go, yes?
Hi, it's Coley.
Yeah, yes, Coley. Did you find the Codex Eternus?
I think that we may have a lead on it. Yes.
So you're bringing it back to us.
We're wanting to talk to you about that. At this point, I'm gonna put it down and look around at everyone like, somebody help me. I may have jumped the gun in calling before figuring out what I wanted to say.
I want a pizza. What kind of pizza?
Exactly.
I forgot to get the toppings from everybody.
Tell her that we found it, but like it's in a really hard to get place.
So we found it, but it's in a kind of difficult spot to get it.
Well,
That kind of.
I believe in you. I believe you can do it. We all have an innate spark in each one of us to be able to achieve great things. And I believe in you, Coley.
Tell her we need her help. And it's complicated.
Tell her Vash died trying to get it.
We endured a loss already trying to get it.
We all lose a little bit of ourselves every single day.
No, like one of our party died. Like dead. Like went to the other world and left their body, their soul, is not there anymore.
That is so sad. Are you okay, Coley? Are your friends okay? Is there anything we can do for you? Can we set up a meal train?
What is with people in the meal train?
Tell her yes.
What's the name of the Chinese place we like?
Whoa.
We really like Wohop.
I'll make sure Henry gets you some gift cards. Does Wohop even do gift cards?
I think they like any money.
Okay.
So,
So are you telling me, Coley, that the Codex Eternus is lost for all eternity?
I'm telling you, I think we may need some help.
Oh, okay. Roll for persuasion.
On dice.
17.
Huh?
17.
And she's like, you hear her go, anything within our means, anything we can do, we'll try to help. What kind of help do you need, Coley?
Oh, we're still working on a plan. Can I get back in touch with you once we have things finalized and we know what role you might be able to play?
All of the underfolk are at your disposal. We're here to help as long as we can get the Codex Eternus back.
Okay.
Ask,
Okay.
ask her what she knows about Dick before you end the rune call.
Do you happen to know anything about Dick Strongthorn?
Damn it, you said his
Thorn,
last name. I was going to be
whatever
like...
his name is.
I was hoping you're just going to leave it at that.
Dick.
Let me see what she knows. You just hear her go, I mean, everybody has heard of him and know of him, but beyond that, I mean, we keep to ourselves on purpose down here. In all honesty, I try to stay as far away from him. I don't want any of the factions to come mess with us. We've come down here to carve out a way for ourselves away from everybody, from the struggles and the problems. So for that reason, I don't know much about him.
Do you know
is anything
any
in
of his
particular?
allies? Or any weakness? Or any rumors? Anything?
I don't, unfortunately. I mean,
Okay.
I can put out some feelers and see if anybody in Subterra knows anything else, but I don't think so.
Okay. Okay, well, we'll be in touch when we know a little bit more. But we may be making a trip down to, what's it called again? Underhill?
Subterra.
Subterra.
Terra.
Like Underhill.
Underhill is where the Fae live.
Hobbits too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's the Hobbits I'm thinking of. It's not the Fae. The Fae live in. No, it is Underhill too. In some of the books. Anyway. So I'm just gonna say we may be making another trip down to Subterra. We have to pick something up to be able to help us on the quest to get the book.
Okay. Sorry, TikTok went dead for inactivity again. Whatever stupid reason. We all need to just be on TikTok live to keep it going, so it's not
At
like...
all time, just clicking it.
Yeah, for some reason. Okay. I don't know what
Okay.
you just said, but she agreed to it.
Okay. I'm gonna hang up and then put it back in my bag of holding.
Bye. I love you. Okay. Anything else? So we've spent an hour and a half planning who to talk to.
Yeah.
At dawn, we plan.
Yeah. Really glad you planned out the 5 floors.
Yep, absolutely.
All
So
right.
I think we just need to go talk to Leia's.
Okay. You head out without crack, across town, catch a subway, train, uptown. I guess it's uptown. Heading up to Central Park, able to get off, and walk into the middle of open green field and see a tree that is very familiar to you at this point, that you've gone through before. And everybody give me kind of a perception check real quick.
$16.
10,
15.
15.
7.
Okay, Coley, what was yours?
17.
Okay, so we got 3 of you at least that passed. You notice kind of blending in around the area are a few wood elves that are, in essence, guarding the entrance to the Shaynu's hidden area there. So it's up to you if you want to just try to walk up and go in or not.
I'm just gonna walk up and say we need to talk to Laius.
The elf that's in there, and he kind of, let's see if he recognizes the Brawlers. He goes, I don't know who you're talking about.
You do.
Roll me a persuasion check.
11.
He goes, well, you can never be safe. Okay, who do I say is coming? Who's wanting to talk to him?
Back alley brawlers.
Okay.
Tell me.
I'm supposed to tell him
I'm
it's
quiet.
me?
No,
Yeah, say
tell him
it's
Frankie
weird.
to see him. He'll know who it is. It's
Yeah, say Frankie and her friends.
Frankie and friends.
Frankie and friends.
Frankie and friends.
Okay. Wait here. He kind of looks around real quick, and then just you see him walk towards the tree and just walk straight into the trunk of this tree and disappear inside of it. Nobody's really around the park, so at this point, at least in this area, and even if they were, they probably wouldn't have noticed this. And a few minutes later, out comes everyone's favorite wood elf, half elf. Phaelus walks out and he goes, "Hello!
Bayless!
You come back!
Of course we came back.
You come to join?
We came to hang out.
Oh, we're going to have good time.
Always. Always a good time with you, my friend.
Always a good time. Well, come. Let's go in.
Let's go.
Hurry. Who's your masked avenger?
Oh, this is our buddy Quark.
Hello, Quark.
He doesn't talk.
He doesn't talk, like
Nah,
can't talk or does not talk.
does not talk. He made a
Ah.
vow of silence.
Oh, very spiritual, very spiritual.
Very spiritual.
Spiritual.
Yeah.
Do all the symbols. Okay. Well, you come in. Now you want to talk to Laius.
Of course.
What do you want to talk to him about?
Oh, we got lots of business to discuss.
Oh, ones and zeros and numbers and things.
Yes.
The flows of the caches.
Sure.
Of course. We can do some talking business. Come with me. And as you guys walk through the tree, as once again, kind of this magical transition as you go in, and you see just it's like a whole nother like dimension inside of here. Trees that are just ancient and grown and tall, the canopy covering it over with a little bit of light coming through it here and there. It is definitely daytime inside of here, even though it feels like you're inside of another dimension inside of this. You see just flickering lights here and there all around, everything kind of magical as you feel in there. And you see various elves, wood elves in here moving around and just getting their days going in a different kind of deal. You know, some over here cooking, some eating, hanging out, people making a bow, weaving some cloth over on the other side there as you guys walk through this kind of hidden village inside of Central Park that no one else can see. And Laius takes you to the long table that you sat at before with or Phaelus, not Laius. Phaelus takes you to this long table that you all sat at before with Laius, and he sits you guys down. And you guys, he goes, "Okay, well, you wait here." He there's like a couple of bottles of wine and some glasses there. He's like, "Feel free to start drinking. It is always 10 o'clock somewhere." I think that's how that works. Okay.
Oh.
All right. Laius will be here soon. I have things I have to do. I have to go, as you say, the business. I have to do the business myself. But it's good talking to you. You need anything, don't hesitate. Ask. I'm here for you. We are friends, right?
We are friends.
Bestest
friends.
So happy. And he turns and walks off. And you guys are all sitting around this table, goblets, wine bottles sitting out there in front of you, and it's a few minutes. I don't know if you guys want to. You can pour some glasses. Anybody drinking? I don't know. It's up to you.
I'm having
Amber's just gonna grab a bottle and start drinking directly from the bottle.
Okay. Give me a con save real quick.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Wait for the cocaine.
Mistakes
Oh,
were to be
yes.
made. How do I do that again?
Roll a con save. It's your
Or
constitution.
just okay. Aha, found it. Ooh, 3.
There you go.
Oh yeah.
Hits the
Yeah.
tongue. It's so smooth. It tastes so good. Like you can't even taste alcohol in this at all. And it's just like all of a sudden it hits your belly and you just feel warmth just start to slowly seep out through all your body until it gets all the way to the tip top of your head, and then it just starts tingling all the way down. And you just feel so good. The rest of you notices Amber just takes back on that. You sit there and you just see her. All of a sudden, Amber is just kind of sitting there and she's just kind of staring with this just half-ass giggle smile on her face, kind of thing. Just like, I feel great. Just so happy. Nothing's wrong in the world, Amber. Everything's perfect. Everything's awesome. Couldn't make you feel angry if you tried.
I might
Love it.
stick off the booze.
I think I'm happy now.
I think you are too.
So how are we gonna ask about Dick?
Well,
I think you'll ask about Dick, you be happy.
yeah. Yeah, I like that approach.
Okay.
Why don't you switch to water, though?
Yeah, I
Like,
would.
reach over and take the bottle from Amber.
There's like 4 or 5 bottles out on the table, so it's all
Side
fine.
note, if this conversation does not have like so many levels of innuendo, I'm going to be very sorely disappointed.
My body is ready.
Your
Frankie,
body is ready.
I'm not like Frankie roll with the lead on this one.
Yeah.
Frankie, as you go, I'm gonna take this bottle from you. You hear from the side they're going like, well, why don't you just pour me a glass, Fred?
Oh, do you want a little?
I've
Get a little glass and I'll pour him a little.
I always want a little bit of a sippy, you know? You gotta start your day off right. You gotta finish it off good, you know? You gotta have a and he just reaches over, takes the glass that you filled up and just all in one chug, puts it down. And he's like, so what can I do for my favorite people?
How you doing, Liz? Thanks for seeing us.
I'm always good. Are you guys here to help me find Brian?
Well,
Fine. Wait, what?
We
We already
Brian
helped you. How much have you, like, when were you last sober? Because we already helped you find Brian.
that's the thing. That's the secret. I'm always sober.
No, I just watched how you drank. No, sir.
Oh, that's just good sipping water. It's the water just sipping on the water. But
Yeah,
have you found Brian? Cause
we did. We found Brian and we brought him back to you.
oh,
But
I know, but then we sent him back out again, and he hasn't come back.
so you lost him again.
Why would you
Well,
send him back
I don't
out
know if
again?
we lost him. We know where we sent him. I think he might have lost himself.
Where'd you send him?
I don't know if I can tell you that.
Why not?
But you
I just-
told us we were supposed to find him. So if we're supposed to find him, how would we do that if we didn't know where you sent him?
I see how you're adding that up. And I'm divided on the fact that I might be subtracting from my knowledge if I multiply your knowledge on that.
But then we can add our knowledge and it'll be a good sum for all of us.
It doesn't work that way. I don't know. Maybe it does. Who cares?
It does. I know
What?
it does. I feel it in my bones.
Well, if you don't know where he is and you're not looking for him, why are you guys here?
Well, so I'm glad you're doing well, because we're not doing so great, Lias.
Is it? No, no, no,
Yeah. it's been bad.
no. We don't want. We don't want to deal with that kind of a situation.
I know. That's why I came to you. I was hoping you could help us make it good again.
The bottle made it good again.
The bottle makes everything good. It's all about a good imitation. If you got the affirmation. So
This is true.
so what if the bottle's not gonna make it better, which it did for my friend Amber over here, because I could see that in her eye. She's got the sparkle. She's got the
Lots of
kick.
sparkles.
She's got it going. So what can I do for you guys? If the bottle's not gonna do it, I don't know.
Well, you see, our buddy Vash. Do you remember Vash?
Yeah, the techno guy.
Yeah. Unfortunately, he died.
That's sad.
I know you didn't have a lot of love lost for him, but
I
he
mean,
was my friend, Lias.
I get that, and we all have friends that disappear and die at times. But in his case, I mean, he was bound to wind down at some point, and that's the way things should go, you know. Whenever you wound up, you should always wind down, and I feel like that if it winds up, it should wind down, you know, and then maybe you just don't wind it back up again. That's probably the best of things.
He didn't wind down. He was murdered.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Well, so I came to you to see if you could help us.
Well, I mean, I guess I could get you some cards and a flower, maybe set up a meal train.
Meal trains. Such a nice
I
idea.
love food.
I know, Amber, isn't food the best? Like,
Truly.
when you're hungry, you eat food. And then you're not hungry. And sometimes it tastes really, really good.
Well, really, what I came for was information.
Well, information isn't food.
It is for me.
Oh, so we want to feed our minds. The
Yeah.
intellect. The knowledge. The capabilities.
Knowledge is important.
Well, give me a second. I just got... You know what's good, too? Is a quick nap so that the DM can talk to the kid that's trying to bug him over to the side here. So just gonna...
10 out of 10.
What's great is it's
Are
happening.
you
on
gonna
my
are you
end,
gonna try
too.
and roll for deception, or
I
how are you
love the
playing this?
member.
How do I reheat the food? In the
Step one.
microwave.
Someone wants some attention in that moment.
It was the middle that knows how to do these things. It's okay.
Yep.
All right. I'm Laius. All right, that was a great nap. I feel fantastic now. What
You
were
feel
we talking
refreshed?
about?
Welcome back.
What were we talking about?
We're talking about
Brain
knowledge
snacks.
and how it's going to help feed me.
Oh, you need the knowledge.
Knowledge.
Oh, well, what you want to know? What do you need in that little bitty brain of yours?
And at this
Actually,
moment, I'm going to reach forward and
I
I'm
have
going
the
to...
bitty brain. I bet you have a biggie brain.
I think your brain is bigger than you think it is. And with that, I'm going to reach forward and I'm going to touch his arm and I'm going to cast Charm Person.
Oh, okay. What am I
Magic.
rolling against that?
It is a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, Mr. Laius. Wisdom. Okay. What am I rolling against?
Wisdom against a 15.
A 15. Okay. Okay. You feel like it worked?
Oh.
Okay. Leis, you've been here a really long time, so you know about all the major players in the game, right?
I mean, I know some people, but I like to stay here in the park. I don't like to go out. When you go out, there's all the noise and the buildings and the automobiles and the lights, and it's too much of the tech. Too much wound up. It needs to unwind.
Let's talk about back before things were wound up, though.
Okay.
You've been here a long time.
Maybe.
Since before things were wound up.
I mean, it's only been wound up for maybe 4 centuries, 5 centuries. That ain't much. You know, it's not that much. It's not that
But
much.
You were here before that.
Yeah.
Who else was here with you?
Roll me a persuasion check. With advantage.
Dirty 20.
I mean, how far back we want to go?
To the beginning.
The beginning of here? It was such a beautiful place, Frankie. There's trees everywhere. And the people were so much nicer. We just wanted to share. And they did. It was great. You know, there's rivers and lakes all on this island. It was a beautiful island when I showed up.
Who wanted to stop sharing?
And the magic flowed everywhere. Everywhere, not just here, Frankie, but everywhere. All over Erda. It was amazing. We had the greatest of time. It's so good.
Who all was with you?
Oh, just me and Maglo, to begin with.
Who's Maglo?
Oh.
I don't know that I've ever met Maglo or heard of Maglo.
Maglo was, I don't want to say my friend, because he was so much more than that to me. We were so much more than that to each other. But we came here together. I'd say he was my partner. Lover. It was great times.
Yeah. What happened with you and Maglo?
Maglo decided, he wanted more like we used to have. He was so tired of the trees, and I don't understand that. They're beautiful. Look at them.
Yeah, how could you ever be tired of trees?
Sometimes you can. They talk really slow. So I understand that. But he didn't talk to the trees. So, yeah. He decided to go off on his own because he didn't want the trees that much anymore. Give me an insight check.
$13.
Okay. Yeah. He's telling you the truth at the moment. Kind of walking through all of this. Like, he's being straight up in what he's doing with you.
What happened with Maglo? You said he was your lover.
things wind down. Things change. Even a good relationship sometimes. But you know what? Give it time. Time heals all wounds. Except for whenever it makes them fester and boil up and kill you. But most of the time it heals all wounds. Most of the time. Right?
Tell me more about this lover of yours.
What do you want to know about Maglo?
Everything. I think love is beautiful, and so I'd love to know about your love.
Oh. Well, Maglo Moonshadow, he was amazing. I first met him as he was walking through the great forest of Faerun. We became quick friends, and from there on, it just grew. He was a high elf, part of a royal family. I was a lonely wood elf. You know how those stories go. And so, we fell in love.
How did you guys find yourself here?
Oh, it's been so long, I don't even remember that. We just showed up here one day. I imagine when you talk to most people, they feel the same way, right? Nobody knows how they get here. It's not about how you get here, it's about the journey you take once you do.
Yeah. What were some of Maglo's favorite things?
Oh, Maglo. He loved the finer things, at least that's what he would say. And apparently the woods and everything the Shaynu had to offer was never fine enough for him. I tried to keep him here. I even made a castle at one point to try to have him come back. It's still in the park. If you ever want to go see it, it's not a big castle. But I figured you're one person. You don't need a big castle. You just need a castle big enough for one, right? Right?
It'd be big enough for two.
Yeah, I don't like castles. But I got it for him.
That's lovely.
But, yeah. But, no, I mean, he kind of drifted away when the Dutch people showed up with their boats and their technology. And then everything he did, he just kept helping them build roads and buildings, and next thing I know, there weren't any trees left hardly anymore.
That must have been really hard for you.
I made this place for us. We have the park, and it's our place. Nobody will mess with it. We're good.
Yeah. It's lovely.
Thank you very much. I do my best.
Central Park has always been one of my favorite spots in the city.
I appreciate that there are people who appreciates.
Yeah. So what happened to Maglo? Is he still around?
I bet he is. I mean, he can't go anywhere.
You haven't seen him in a long time?
No. We stay away from each other.
Why is that?
I don't know.
Would you want to see him again?
I'd want to see him if he'd want to see me. But I don't want to see him if he doesn't want to see me.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You know.
Yeah.
Now, I'm curious, like, is this all the knowledge, the brain food you wanted? Because this doesn't feel like much. It's just talking about trees and lovers and haters and all that. I mean, how does that help you, my friend?
Well, I told you I came in here with a broken heart, and so hearing about your love story helps to heal mine.
Roll for deception.
22.
Okay. He just looks at you, and big old smile comes on his face, and he goes, I see that we can see eye to eye on these things. We understand each other.
Yeah. Oh, I did have one other question though for like the knowledge and the brain stuff,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So, I think we probably have to go and talk to um the leader of what faction was it? Hold on, give me just a second. Um, of the Council of the Nine. I think her name is Aurora. Do you know anything about her? Have any tips or tricks or anything that I should know before we go and talk to her?
As long
Again,
as
you've been here a long time, so I figure you gotta know some things.
Aurora is one of those that as long as you are pure of heart, you're fine. So just don't lie to her like you're lying to me, and you'll be perfectly fine.
You know I'm not lying to you.
You're lying a little bit. But a little bit's okay. Just a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this. And it all adds together, and then things are what they are, because you get more of it.
This is true. No, my friend, that the only reason I lied even a little bit was to spare you any further pain.
I've had enough pain that you can't go any farther. The deepest well is dug already. And all you can do is take the refreshment out of it. Unless it's dried up, and then you're fucked.
Well, thank you for sharing from your well, friend.
Anytime. Anytime it's got water in it, it's yours.
Well, I appreciate that.
So I'm just curious. I'm just really curious. What are you guys wanting to do with Dick?
Well, you see, Dick killed my friend Vash.
Sounds about right.
And he also hurt somebody else very close to me.
Who would
And I
that be?
just think, I can't betray the trust of a friend.
Okay.
The same way I would never betray your trust either.
Okay.
But I think Dick's gone unchecked a little too long.
That might be the case. Might be nice for somebody to put him in check.
That's what we're thinking.
Okay. Well, what are you needing if that's the case?
What else do you have that might be something that could hurt him?
See, that's the problem. That's the big problem. I can't hurt Dick.
I know you can't, and I'm not asking you to.
Why can't you hurt him?
I literally can't. Anything I do to him will be done to me.
Is that just what you do, or what is done to him?
Whatever I do. Now, somebody else went against him. That might be advantageous to me. Might help things start to wind down a little.
You do like when things wind down.
Don't you? Nobody
Yeah.
likes to be wound.
So how do we hurt him?
I can't tell you that. Because then he would know how to hurt me. Anything I do against him, he can do against me. Right now, he don't know how to hurt me. And if I figure out how to hurt him, then he would know how to hurt me.
Okay.
But maybe you can read through the lines. See beyond the words. To the other side. And maybe some of the things that I shared about my little love story may or may not give you some insights into him. But just know, most people don't like him as much as they don't like me.
How could anybody not like you?
I don't understand that either. But you don't see many people coming to the park.
Like I told you, Central Park has always been one of my favorite places.
Definitely. Now I got a question for you, my friend.
Of course.
I want a little snickety snackety of knowledge.
It does feed the mind.
You sounded surprised the last time we were here, and I said, you're an elf.
Yes. I am.
She doesn't want to talk about it.
Hey, I understand it. I'm just asking for a snickety snack.
Sure.
I'd also love that snacky snack.
I will tell you that I grew up my whole life untouched. And it wasn't until very recently that I discovered that I was magical at all, that I was anything other than human. For I grew up with just me and my ma, and until you said that, I thought that ma and I were it. But now I don't even know if she's my mom or if she's even human. And now I have questions on both of my bloodlines.
See, that's where I have a misconnection on this. And I believe you, friend. But it doesn't make sense. Because even the person with the tiniest little drop of magical blood can see past the veil here.
I could not. My friends can attest for me.
I believe you. It just doesn't add up. Because you, my
So
friend, you're more than just a tiny drop.
I'm coming to terms with that. But your question just posed a lot more questions that I'm not ready to talk about yet.
That's okay. Sometimes it's best to run away. Except for
Exactly for you.
when what you're running away from can run faster than you. You don't want to do that.
So
Or you're in high heels. What?
You just said that she's more than a small drop.
I did.
What
Are you
mean?
her dad?
He looks at Freaky and he goes, am I your dad? And he goes, I don't think so. I know who all I've slept with. And I just gotta say, I don't sleep with the ladies. So, if that's the case, and she is my daughter, that's some magic shit right there.
Does your buddy Dick?
I don't know. It's a great question. He didn't.
Sounds
least
like
in the
maybe
past.
Maglo didn't,
Oh,
but maybe now is Dick.
who
It's hard
knows?
to say.
Who knows? I know he never swung that way before.
He might have changed his hinges.
You mentioned you built him a castle.
Just a tiny one.
Where is it?
Oh, I can show you if you want.
I would love to see it.
For sure. Do you want to go now?
Sure.
Everybody, grab a glass. Let's go drink and walk around the park. And he pours another glass and takes a quick full swig of it, pours it full again, and walks off with his glass.
Let's go.
So you guys walk out, and I gotta figure this out. He takes you to outside, and you guys walk south on the Great Lawn and past all these trees, and you see this small little pond lake, and on the other side of it is this castle. Frankie, you immediately recognize it as Belvedere Castle.
You built Belvedere Castle?
I mean, kinda. I mean, it's been built and rebuilt and all that, so I mean, it's supposed to be his, but it apparently wasn't good enough.
I think it's lovely.
I think it's fantastic myself as well. I mean, a little bit of an eyesore, but it's fantastic eyesore. Sometimes you can have things that are so ugly, they're beautiful.
I don't even think it's ugly. I think it's beautiful.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not as good as like a tree hut where you have all the trees working together and you live in harmony with them. I mean, that's just taking rocks and stacking them on top of each other. It's not even a cave or anything like that.
Is there anything of Maglo's still in the castle?
Oh, I don't know. I don't even know if that's the original one anymore at this point. I rarely honestly come outside of our place there. In fact, this place already looks different from the last time I came out.
Things do change pretty quickly around here.
Like, what the fuck are those? And he points over to like the baseball fields. He's like, are those like somebody cutting magical runes into the grass?
It's actually for a game. America's pastime, I call it. You might like it. It's pretty slow paced.
No, I'm good. Well, if you need anything, I'm always here.
Thanks, Lais.
You guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you later. And he turns around, walks back with his glass, just sipping on it, and heads back into the Shanu hideout area.
Okay. I feel
Well,
like go and talk to Bobby now and let him know what we have discovered thus far.
Okay.
How do we feel about this?
I feel like we got a name, and that's
Could
about it.
call him.
If you only got a name from that story, you weren't paying attention.
I mean, we kind of had a lot of that kind of figured out already. I thought. Minus the whole interconnected paint thing.
I mean, I think we knew that Dick was his lover, but there's so much more to that story. The fact that he would completely change his name and his... I mean, like, we knew that he changed his identity by cutting off his ears, but to completely change your name and leave everything that you loved behind after giving up everything that you had to come here with him in the first place. He was a high elf who was living the high life in Faerun and gave all that up to come and live with a low-born elf here because he loved him. There was something else that had to have happened.
What is that?
We still got to figure some of that out.
Give me a group insight. You're all trying to. What would be? I need a total of. Hold on. We're gonna do this. Where the hell did I put my pen? Oh well. Let's see. So the total number you guys are trying to beat with all your insight checks is 60. So we'll add everybody's number together, and you're trying to beat the number 60.
21.
18.
11.
We're at 40.
Is it insight?
Or we're at 50. Yep.
23.
There we go.
Thank God.
What did you roll?
No, but 5.
Well, Vash technically is still on -3 for everything at this point.
Ooh.
And I rolled a 2.
Ooh.
So I'm taking points at this point.
We need to get you new dice.
All right. So you hit it with a 70. As Frankie's kind of walking through all of this, and the inside of that, it's very clear, as you're catching that part, that Leius was definitely leaving out key parts of the story, and not just because of this whole like, oh, if I say something he'll know it or whatever kind of a thing. No, Leius is trying to protect himself from having a bad image in the situation. That Leius definitely probably did something wrong in all of this, and of course this is his side of the story to, cover his ass in a way.
We got to ask more people. Right now, we only have one perspective. There were
we should
more
ask, we should ask,
than
we should
just.
ask, we should ask Dick. Who do we know that was here long enough? Obviously, Aurora, right?
No, Aurora's actually more of a recent addition. She's only been around for probably 20, 30 years.
Elvara?
Ilvara has probably been around. I don't know how long she's been around. But from what you've got with her stuff, from what Coley got through the phone call, she doesn't know much about Dick and them. She keeps to herself in Subterra, so she's not going to know. She don't know jack shit about Dick.
There you go. There it is.
Yeah. So the Bobby Knocker's been around longer than Aurora, and
Black Cats.
yeah, he's kind of shared most of the stuff that he knows, I think. You need to find, so that leaves you maybe the Shadowvar as a whole have been around a long time. So they've been here almost as long as probably Leius and Dick have been. You might run into some people that were part of the Shenu before the breakdown, so there might be something there. And then what was the other factions that are there? You've got the Gut Rackers.
Ricketts.
So no telling how long Ricketts been around with them or not. So
I think we're
Would
going
their
to the Shadowvar.
would their story be something that would be in the library?
roll me I don't know, an intelligence check or a history check.
Ooh, 5.
There we go.
5. Yeah, maybe. It's a library. Who knows? Maybe go do some research there. I was gonna say No. Sorry, other campaign. I was like, you took that feat where you. Yeah, no, that's another campaign. Somebody took a feat where any knowledge they know where they can get it. So
I think we're gonna have to talk to the Shadowvar.
How
Somebody.
do we do that?
I don't know.
Coley, roll me a history check, Coley.
Aren't we like very wanted by them?
Very
Yeah.
bad idea.
It's a horrible idea.
Yeah.
Enemy of my enemy is my friend.
What'd you roll, Coley?
15.
You have a connection in the Shadowvar. And she's super nice and works at the library.
Oh, are you talking about Celine?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I know. Since when is she Shadowvar? This says she doesn't have a faction.
Oh, she's sorry if I didn't put that on there. She's always been Shadowvar. She's been Shadowvar since she was in the last campaign.
Sneaky.
I was gonna say, Vash and Frankie, metagaming. It's the librarian that you guys ran into.
As soon as you said the name, I knew exactly who it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's also another connection of somebody that might be able to look up some dark web stuff.
Oh, yes. We also know that Brian Flosson has some connections to the Shadowvar.
Yeah, but where the hell is he?
He doesn't want those connections, but yeah.
Where?
Who's
Bruh.
the dark web?
Phantom Freak.
Phantom Freak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True. I could text Phantom.
We haven't met Phantom yet, have we?
Mm-mm.
Oh, no.
I was gonna say, Frankie, I answered you last time too on that, so if you want.
You could always go talk to your ma too.
Yeah.
You guys think that Ma is gonna know things?
What if she's been here forever? What if she's like one of the ancient ones?
She like the chance like it's either
You don't know.
nothing or it's everything.
That's
and
exactly
I feel
it.
like it's one or the other. And if that's an easy one to just knock off the list and be like, oh, it's nothing.
Easy for you.
No worries.
That's easy for you.
We are all here to support you. We can stock up on some of that elvish wine so you feel happy and you can skip right in and feel good about it.
At least we know that Leas isn't your dad.
Yeah.
And a high
There's-
chance that Dick isn't either.
hmm
There is that.
We've got this.
So maybe whoever it is knows things.
Right. We've got this prophecy. Leia's even said something about you being a bigger ripple in the pool or whatever the fuck that lunatic said. There's more that needs to be answered about you, and we might want to figure it out.
Fine.
To Wohop.
Are you going to Wohop or to Maz?
Oh, isn't Ma close to Wohop?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Frankie lives near there, so yeah. Are all of you guys going to Maz or?
Well, we know what separating the party does.
Yeah.
From here on out,
Ma
you guys
just
are like
ends
just
up
arm in
being-
arm everywhere you go, no matter what.
Well, you sure shit can't leave me to do it by myself. You just said you would be by my side.
I mean, that was a
Yeah.
figure of speech.
Amber did.
I will be by your
I'll
side.
be by your side.
At the
I'm
restaurant.
Drunk.
Outside having
Yeah.
noodles.
I forgot to tell you, Amber. Yeah, you're feeling great. So I should have told you this. Like anything that's related to wisdom or intelligence, for the rest of I'd say until like the short rest, basically, you're kind of like just flying great on all of this.
So I'm very wise and intelligent, is what you're saying.
It's the way you feel, definitely.
the way you feel.
You feel like you are the smartest girl in the world. All right, you guys head across town, and Frankie, you show up at the familiar. I'm like familiar brownstone, but I don't think it was a brownstone. Like familiar apartment complex that you've lived there your whole life. Everybody kind of take the stairs up a few flights, get to your front door, Frankie, and yeah, you're now at the steps to your apartment. I was gonna say your old apartment, but you still technically live there. You just haven't.
We've been there in a week or so.
Yeah, you've snuck in after Ma's been asleep, if you've been sleeping there, and left before she wakes up, kind of a thing. So
gonna knock on the door. I'll let myself in.
I was gonna say, I was like, all right, cool. So turn the key, walk in, and Ma's in her usual spot, sitting in her recliner, cigarette in her hand, watching her stories. She's like, Frankie, where the hell you been?
Busy.
Clearly.
I'm going into the kitchen and sitting down.
You don't even leave me a note. Nothing.
Yeah.
And she sees you, King Gizzard. She's like, hey, Gizzy.
Hey, Ma.
How you doing?
Bundle the Vash just walks and follows behind Gizzard and sits at the table.
I'm here.
She's like, and she just looks at Vash, we need to get you some food. Are you sick? Is that why you're wearing that mask? Are you all sick?
I'm sorry. Wow, you saw right through that. He starts pulling his stuff off, so he's like just normal Vash.
You need to eat more. That's why you're sick. You need to eat more to get your immune system up.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
I'm gonna make you some food after my stories are done, okay?
Thank you.
Cassandra.
Frankie.
We need to talk.
Why are you calling me Cassandra?
Well, because I don't think you're my goddamn mother.
What the fuck are you talking about? Of course I'm your mother. I've got the stretch marks to show it and the poo-tang hanging out as well.
Mm-hmm. Then why haven't you told me everything?
Who the fuck is this? What are you guys talking? You don't talk to your mother that way. What are you talking about, Frankie?
Good thing you're not my mother, Cassandra.
If I'm not your mother, then who the fuck is?
That's what I was hoping you would tell me.
Are you high?
No, I'm just
Are you on the fucking drugs
for the first
again?
time in my goddamn life.
I think Amber's high.
Yeah. Maybe. I'm something.
Might have put some crack in that bottle.
Just hi, yeah.
Present.
It's the first time I've been acknowledged, and I realize this is maybe not something I'm prepared for with my wisdom and intelligence non-existent. So, slight panic, but still feeling good.
Okay. Frankie, what are you talking? You're going to make me cry. I'm your mother. Where the hell is this coming from?
Why am I a full elf?
What the fuck are you talking about, an elf?
Cassandra, stop lying.
Roll me an insight check.
$12.
You are emotionally charged in this right now. And so there's not much logic coming to your head right now. So in your mind, like, she's hiding something, something's off here in all of this, to you in particular. Um, uh, Amber, you're just high as a fucking kite. So this is just like you don't even know if this is real. What's happening right now?
Yeah.
Vash, Coley, King Gizzard, you guys roll me an insight check.
Nine.
Okay.
13.
Okay. What'd you get, Coley? 14. Okay.
14.
I was like 44. No. 14. With that, what you guys are able to at least catch from this is Ma does not have the gold ring around her pupil. So she's not touched. She can't see, or if she has magical blood, it'd be a surprise to all of you, because she looks basically 100% human. There's nothing that, coming out in all of this. And then the other side of it is like there's no gold ring there. Like if she's elvish, she's the most ragged looking elf you've ever seen in her life, even for a half elf. Like and Vash, in the time that you've known her, you've seen her age progressively along with that time. So there's not like she's half elf or she's elf in this kind of thing. So you can catch that part of it, that like she has no clue, like with Frankie saying this elf thing going on. So yeah, Frankie, on your side, like you're amped up. She's probably trying to cover up something. But she's like, Frankie, what are you talking about? I don't... An elf? Like the Keeblers? You're making cookies now?
Ma,
Are
Ma,
her-
we were just practicing some role play. It's sorry.
What the fuck do you
Frankie,
mean, Cole?
Frankie,
You guys have been like
Frankie,
telling me
Frankie.
now.
Now you guys are
Frankie.
having sex together? What's going on?
Frankie, I just need
Occasionally.
you to look at me. Look at me. I'm gonna walk up to Frankie and I'm gonna look her in the eye. I'm gonna be like, "What do you notice about my eyes, Frankie? What do you notice?"
Coley, I know what you're trying to do with this, but only humans that are non-magical that can now see have the gold. Anybody that
Yeah.
has magical blood,
The touched.
the touched, they don't have that gold ring because they can just see without it, kind of a thing.
So she doesn't have pointed ears.
Okay, there you go.
Can we see that?
And
Oh
she-
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Okay.
And she doesn't have touched eyes.
roll persuasion, Coley.
Bash goes, "Oh, a role play." It starts reaching his back. I have this character sheet.
21.
21 versus Frankie. I'm guessing a wisdom check on that.
5.
A what?
5.
A 5? Okay.
Five.
I was like, well, maybe I was in my head. I was like, it's either a wisdom or maybe like maybe intimidation if you're fighting back against it because you're angry or whatever. But no matter what, 5 didn't.
Thanks for not making it animal handling.
Yeah.
That's not even my best stat.
Yeah. Frankie, what Coley's saying is starting to click with you. Like, Ma does not, like, in her mind, what she sees is what all of you see whenever you look in just a normal mirror. Like, Vash is a skinny, pale tech dude kind of a thing. You know, Coley looks like Coley always does. Amber actually kind of looks like she normally does, just without the tips of the ears on it. She looks normal. And King Gizzard looks like King Gizzard. But for you, Frankie, whenever you look in the mirror, you see no ears. The tint of your skin kind of comes down a little bit. And even the vibrance of your red hair is a little bit dulled. But if you look into anything that's, active living kind of water, like a lake or a river or anything like that, the reflection that comes from that, that's when you guys can see the reflection of your true self in that moment. So in this case, Ma is not seeing you as your magical selves at all. All she sees is basically like, oh, these are my kiddos, kind of a thing. Even the fact of like, you're realizing probably in this moment, like, you guys had Amber standing upright in a closet for a year, and she didn't really question that. And it was probably more so because Amber's sleep was magically related. So therefore, it had to make sense to her. The glamour of all of that just makes sense to her in that moment as it. So she's just sitting here going like, Frankie, I don't know what's going on with you. You coming in here, you're saying I'm not your mother. Then you're talking about being an elf. You're having sex with your friends and doing weird dungeon roleplay stuff. Like, what's going on here, Frankie?
And sex. Okay. Stop.
But that's what Coley was saying. She said roleplay. It's
Then
okay. It's okay. I've done it before. It's perfectly fine.
Ma,
It's a good time. It's a good time,
Okay.
I mean, it was back in the 70s, but it's been a while, but it's,
We would tell you. That's not what happened here. She just wants to know who her dad is.
Oh, Frankie, I told you that.
We want to know.
I wish I knew too. Get some back child support from the bastard, but I don't know, unfortunately. I hate to tell you, I had a little fun back in the day. Could have been a number of men. I didn't really take names.
I'm gonna turn and look at Coley and go, how is she not my mom then?
You might not know who your father is, but you know who your mother is. I gave birth to you. I saw you come out of my freaking vag. I know that you're mine.
At the hospital?
Yes, at the hospital. Where else would it be? At the freaking candy store? At that Chinese place that you all hang out at?
At the hospital, there are a whole bunch of other kids too, being birthed out of badges and such.
She's my daughter. There is no freaking switched at birth here.
Okay.
Look at us. There's no difference between the two of us.
I mean, there's a little difference, Ma.
Or
She's an elf.
It's an elf, Harry.
I'm never drinking a random bottle ever again, by the way.
I think you should.
I think you should. This has been the best roleplay ever. So, your perfect timing of all the random comments been on point. Oh, she just looks over and she goes, "Is Amber okay?"
Like magic. She can do magic.
she might.
Are
be
you
all right.
okay?
I don't know what I am right now. I don't know if I'm angry, if I'm sad. I'm missing my stories.
Yeah, you
It looks like a rerun.
It's the best ones. That's when you get the details. You get into the minutia. You're able to see past everything to know what's really happening there.
Ma, was her father at the hospital? Did he sign the birth certificate?
No, honey.
Just you.
It was 9 months later. That man was out of my life 9 minutes after he got done.
But you signed the birth certificate.
Of course I did.
Those are public records. Those are easy to access.
There's no need for public records. Give me a second. She walks over and you see her like go into the closet,
Filing cabinet.
pulls
Yep.
down a box, pulling out random shit.
The shoebox, yeah. In the safest place possible.
Yeah, all over there, and it's like in the bottom, it's like, I've got the fucking birth certificate right here. Look, Frankie, it says right there, Francilia Consuela. I don't know what I'm making up all the name here.
This is great.
I love it.
This is
Keep going.
canon.
Amsterdam. You're my daughter. That's mine right there. Cassandra Francilia. You're named after me even. That's how much you're my daughter, Amsterdam. Tell me you're not my fucking daughter. Of course you're my daughter.
My last name is Clark.
Clark.
Not anymore.
Clarkston.
Amsterdam.
Isn't that how we ended up in this situation in the
You
first
are-
place?
You are full elf and your last name is Amsterdam. Your character sheet means nothing.
We're role playing right now. Don't make me come up with truth.
So I know I'm like
I
high
am
as
Ma.
shit right now.
I am anger.
Is there like anything around that can like maybe give us some inclination of the right questions to ask?
I don't know. I mean, you now have a birth certificate staring at you in the face.
Is there anything weird about it?
We just want to know, does Ma actually know anything or not?
Yeah.
I feel like she does.
The problem is the dice are fucking you guys over, because
Ah,
yeah.
Dice tell the story.
Somebody, if they want to, can choose to investigate the birth certificate.
Who's got
Is my
house smarts?
investigation currently
Yep.
Bucky?
That's
Who
gonna be
has
because
high
that's your wisdom,
investigation?
huh?
Intelligence based.
I have high insight. I could roll for insight.
I can roll investigation on it.
Go for it, Vash.
Over, Vash. You're the one that asked about it, anyways.
Natural 20. +6.
Yeah.
Where the hell was this a couple weeks ago?
Oh, when I got stabbed in the neck? I have no idea, but I'm really happy I have it now. It's because I let the homunculi out, guys.
Vash,
Yeah, about the end time.
you pull out her birth certificate. You set it down in front of you. You look at this. It looks all legit, 100%. You're looking at birth time, everything like that, and you go, I got an idea. Public record, as your friend said. You pull out your phone, and you start going through public records, searching through all this, and you look at that hospital. You're able to search into every kid that was born that day and within that same time frame, because if there was any kind of switch, it'd have to be in there. You start looking through the names, and it's pretty clear to you that none of them would line up with a Clark, or possibly be like, it's like 4 or 5 boys on there, and like the last names for like the girls are names like Hernandez and stuff that would be very clear, like not a Clark.
Amsterdam.
So I know
Yeah,
for a fact
Amsterdam. There's like 2 Amsterdam. No,
this is a fake.
no, hers, and you find hers though. Yeah, you find
I
Frankie's
find hers.
on there too.
Yeah.
But in other words, like the possibility of a switched at birth,
Not possible.
not possible. Frankie is born from Ma.
Yeah, your TikTok crashed or ended.
Yeah, I'm almost done with it. I don't know if anybody was watching it. Nobody was watching
There
it.
was one person.
There was? Okay, I'll go live again.
Sorry, we were chatting. Okay, so yeah, you are authentically born to Ma.
How? How?
Well, there are a few options that we can discuss. We don't know who your father is, so that's a problem, because you could have this inherited from your father, or
How would I be full if Ma gave birth to me and she is not an elf?
so I read this book one time about a woman that had a baby that had a whole bunch of special powers, and that didn't have a dad. And so much so he got up. Apparently he was killed, and then after 3 days he came back to life. And there's a lot of, and then he also made people. He was a cleric. He was able to make people see, as well as walk. So it may be possible that you were given abilities during birth, like this person.
Bash,
Yes.
was that book called the Bible?
Yes, which actually means the book, and it's a story about Jesus who goes around and does all of these amazing things. It's a fascinating read. It's amazing piece of literature. It really is.
Well, this is
the second coming of Christ, so
Maybe
Well-
Frankie, you should read it. It talks about not talking back to your parents either and honoring them.
Clearly, we
while
are
this
missing
is
a piece.
happening. Can I sneak off and go into Ma's room and see if I can like find anything, like an old diary or something that might?
Oh, this is dangerous.
I'm high. I don't care.
I love it. Yes, Amber, give it to me. Go in there, roll me an investigation check.
Nat 20.
Are you kidding me?
I will.
No,
good about snooping.
I'm there with you on that. Okay. You go into Ma's room and you start kind of poking around, just digging, pulling boxes off of window.
making a mess.
Yeah, and you find a box with diaries in it. Ma is a voracious journaler kind of a thing.
I had a feeling.
And you start going back and kind of going, like, open it up and you see dates and you're just like thinking about how old Frankie might be, knowing roughly in there. I think Frankie's like 21 or something like that, 22-ish. So you go back that many years and you find the journal there and you just start reading it. And it's got some salacious stuff in there. Like this girl Ma used to have a great time going around and stuff. But then there's like an entry about halfway into that's going like, that starts talking about how she's pregnant. And she's like, I don't know how this is possible. I've been on the pill. I also haven't really, and it's like been a dry spell, like reading through there, it's been a dry spell for a few weeks and all this kind of stuff. And so she's like on the pill, dry spell, haven't been sleeping with anybody. And she's just like, I don't know how I got pregnant. But I guess it happened. I must, guess the good times are ending, but I can already feel it inside me and I love her so much. I'll name her Amber or Sarah or this. Like you just see all these names start being written out, like all that. Amsterdam. I could call her Amsterdam.
Called it. You are the Jesus. That's all I'm saying.
So clearly from this, you're able to ascertain that, Ma was pregnant with Frankie, but there may not have been a dad involved. And we will end there for the night. As we fade to black. And everybody going, what the fuck?
Oh, I have theories. I have some serious theories.
Frankie is the Christ. No.
No, I'm sorry.
I've been coming.
I mean, immaculate conception, totally a possibility in this world. The question is, by who? And I have an idea.
Yes. Who do you think it is?
We know of a very, very famous gold elf.
I'm just gonna cover this so anything you say, I don't give away.
So I don't know how, but right, she is the chosen one. We have figured that out because of the prophecy. We already know about Corellin, right? Corellion Larethian, whatever his name is. He's the creator of the elves and the protector. We know that. We know that he is a gold elf. So we have a woman, we have Frankie that has come from Ma, that in theory could be immaculately concepted, and this could be, Corellin's child. And she is not a wood elf, and she's a full elf. She's a gold elf, which would explain why in the veil she can't see shit, right? She has things that she doesn't know because she's not those type of elves. She's a gold elf, which is a rarity. Anyways, these are all just theories and speculations because I read way too much fucking Dungeons and Dragons. But
I'm into it.
All I know is I'm stressed.
As you should be. You need to have some amber drink is what you need.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was actually hoping I had some in my pocket so I could just get Ma on the same level as me and it would get a little easier, but
I need a clip. I just need a clip of Amber going, oh, yep. That was amazing.
She's an elf.
Yeah, she's an elf. Oh, yep. That was fantastic. Yeah, so I'm curious to see how this plays out. Okay, so we will finish off the Ma conundrum next session.
Yes.
And then we meet.
yeah.
And then we meet. So we probably want to get into a scenario where we have a plan together, or maybe dig up some more information on Dick.
Dick.
Coley, you apparently have some hookups.
Probably have a couple.
Yep.
So probably on the next one, we probably need to. You should
I
plan
do
what you're
feel-
going to say.
I think we need a better plan for before we start next week, so we don't spend an hour and a half thinking
Making
about
crack.
making crack and then not making crack and then
That was so great. Drugs.
yeah.
Drugs.
No,
This is a
that's
very
He
drug.
wanted to cook some crack.
This was a very drug-heavy episode. I just want to point
It was.
that out. But
It
like,
was bound to happen.
yeah. But we should have a plan for next episode, so we can chat in Discord. But like, who do we want to talk to? What do we need to find out? And go from there.
Perfect. But only time will tell what happens on the next episode of